So in this day and age, we spend a lot of time at work, right? Everybody has a career,
Yep.
and then we get divided. And so how should men treat their female coworkers at work?
I think the main key there is the coworkers that you have need to know that your first priority is your wife. So if this is advice to men, your coworkers need to know that your first relationship is your wife. Talk about her at work. Let them know that you're calling her during your lunch break. Let them know through conversation that she's your priority. Because that really does, because rings do one thing to say I'm married, but when it's in your heart and in your vocabulary, boy, you're married and not available. But then as far as relationship, you need to have a great relationship with your female coworkers. You need to love them. You need to care for them as Christ would care for them, as sisters, as mothers, as nieces, as daughters, never as lovers or somebody you're pursuing.
So the divorce rate is high.
Divorce rate is so high.
And I have to say that a lot of times, I just say, I just want to say man up. And I know that's probably not very kind.
No, it is.
Okay, so man up.
Man up.
And so why don't you stay? Why don't you fight for your family?
Well, first of all, let me be gracious to the men out there and
Absolutely.
say, number one,
It's not
men
easy.
are doing the best they possibly can. They're doing the best they can. Why are they leaving? Because their dad left. They're leaving because their uncles left.
So how do we get men who are in trouble, they're about to leave their families, and those that are at home and they're fine, but we don't want to get there?
This is where the challenge goes out not to the women. The challenge goes out to the other men of the community. It is time for them to engage. It is time for them to engage in the lives of these young men and have some meet Jesus moments. I mean, I call them holy butt whoopings, but it's time to say there are behaviors that are okay and there are behaviors that aren't okay. And leaving your spouse, leaving your children is not the best way to handle your stuff.
Where can people go for help? Men go for help.
Boy, just my goodness. Do you have a church relationship as a part of your life? That pastor's there for a reason. That elder's there for a reason. They're there for a reason. You can go to wonderful sources like maninthemirror.org because you're going to find resources there to read. But in my world, it's not about reading that really changes your life. It's about relationships. Get into relationships with other men who can show you the path.
And it takes courage to admit that you need help.
Yes.
Awesome. You're wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's nice to see you today.
Oh, thank you.